Well, Notre Dame this season has had a 10-minute scoreless stretch for their opponent. Every game this season, they've been able to hold their opponent scoreless for at least 10 minutes. That has not happened so far this afternoon. Just a testament to how efficient Virginia Tech has been on offense. As we are just about set to get going in this second half, the Hokies up 5. At the center for the draw control will be Andy Aldave for Notre Dame and Tristan McGinley for Virginia Tech. Pretty good crowd on hand today. As we mentioned previously, it's the final day of spring break for Virginia Tech students. Notre Dame, of course, starting their spring break this week, but this Virginia Tech team trying to end spring break on the right note before they head back to class.
We talked about draw controls, Billy. First half, Notre Dame 5-3 advantage, but for Virginia Tech and Aldave, who had 52 coming into the game, that's a really good stat for Virginia Tech in the first half.
And we talked about, to start the game, how the Virginia Tech Hokies were going to need to be able to score consistently against some of these elite teams. Like we talked about USC, they had about a 19-minute scoreless stretch to end the game. Against Colorado, they didn't score for nearly 25 minutes, but today they've been able to score consistently throughout the game, and we'll see if that continues in the second half. The draw control, as a whistle is blown, a possession awarded to Notre Dame. Savannah Buchanan will start things off for the Fighting Irish.
Yeah, Buchanan started 18 of 19 games last year as a freshman, led the Fighting Irish with 26 caused turnovers in 2017. Really impressed with how she played in the first half, Billy.
Not only that, she comes from Baltimore, Maryland, where she attended McDonough High School. Get this, Evan, to close out her high school career, McDonough High School won their 8th straight title and 155th straight game. I mean, talk about dominance. Doesn't get much more dominant than that. Notre Dame on offense early, but a turnover, possession back to the Hokies. You saw a couple of those possessions in the first half, Evan, where it looked like Notre Dame might have a chance to score, a chance for a good possession, but then an errant pass and the ball was awarded back to Virginia Tech.
Yeah, 12 turnovers in the first half for Notre Dame, and again, I think that speaks to Virginia Tech's defense and how aggressive they have been, but also Notre Dame just...
You see Meg Graham trying to navigate away from Nikki Ortega. Again, the danger when you bring out your goalie that far, a loop ground ball, and it's picked up by Virginia Tech.
It's a big ground ball there from Coles, because if that ball's picked up by Notre Dame, goal's wide open.
Coles trying to navigate on the other end. Foul called for a moment. Play resumes quickly. Marissa Davey from the right side. As we mentioned, a big transfer pickup for John Sung this season with 9 goals. And she's a transfer from UMBC, where she had 52 goals and 71 points for her career. Chemical engineering major at Tech, so she's definitely set a high standard for herself off the field as well. Just under 2 minutes in to the second half here at the indoor practice facility. A beautiful facility. We should add, Evan, just a terrific place for the Hokies to play in times where it's not the best weather outside, and this place was recently built a couple of years ago, and it's great for the Hokies to be able to play some games in here, the second year that they played games in here.
This is my first time inside this practice facility, Billy, and it really is state of the art. And you mentioned it's great for this team to be able to play here, and then they'll move to Thompson Field when the weather gets a little bit warmer. And then their last game of the year against UVA, Billy, is in Lane Stadium.
So a lot of different looks in Blacksburg. You know, Hokies playing in 3 different places. Notre Dame trying to create something on offense, down 6-1. Just under 3 minutes gone by in this second half. Speaking of Thompson Field, the Hokies will play there next week, in fact, against Delaware at noon, followed by VCU on the 21st of March. They'll have one more game at Thompson on April 7th against Syracuse, and then, like Evan mentioned, we'll close out the season against UVA at Lane Stadium.
Notre Dame with their second turnover of the second half.
Possession awarded back to the Hokies as Meg Graham this time gets rid of it quickly. Here's Paige Petty from the right side. Now over to McGinley. McGinley with a goal in this game, like we mentioned, a Tewarton Award nominee, which is the award for the best collegiate lacrosse player in the country, both men's and women's. There's an award nominated for both. And for her to be a nominee, that's pretty impressive. A great representative of this program.
Virginia Tech commits their first foul of the second half. Now a ground ball, and Virginia Tech's got it back.
Hokies trying to knock off the number 17th ranked Notre Dame Fighting Irish in the country. If they were able to do so, it would be their first win ever against the Fighting Irish. They are 0-8 all time against Notre Dame. Evan mentioned last year was a close game. Notre Dame won 13-9 at home. Samantha Lynch had 3 goals in the effort for Notre Dame. Emma Harden with a goal and an assist, and Marissa Davey had 2 goals and 2 assists for the Hokies in the loss. Here's Davey right now with the ball. Lost it for a moment. Under 60 seconds to go on the shot clock.
Billy, we talked about John Sung building this program for Virginia Tech. What a win against Notre Dame would mean for this team. And the Irish have been so successful under Christine Halfpenny, who we talked about in the pregame. Last year marked the 3rd time in school history that a graduating class made the playoffs in all 4 years. All 3 of those years were under Halfpenny.
Replay here as Paige Petty was shoved to the ground, and she'll be awarded their free position. Virginia Tech trying to go up 7-1. Petty with the opportunity. Jack alone trying to keep it at a 5-goal deficit. The shot. It's through. And Virginia Tech leads 7-1. Paige Petty with her 2nd goal of the ball game. Evan, you mentioned her in the pregame open. And she's put Virginia Tech up 6 goals with 24:49 to go in the second half.
She picks up her 6th goal of the year as well, and she continues to be a big factor in this game for Virginia Tech and the season.
Paige Petty, as we see on the screen, freshman from the hometown of Bernardsville, New Jersey. She's a criminology major at Virginia Tech with plans going into the FBI, and she gets her 2nd goal of the game a moment ago. Hokies up 7-1. Hello everybody, thank you so much for joining us on this edition of Real Talk with Billy Parvatam. I'm Billy Parvatam, and my first ever guest is Nolan Nichols, an Associate Director for Hokie Vision. Nolan, thank you so much for joining us.
Glad to be here.
So I mentioned you have a high-level position with Hokie Vision, but before we get to your job, let's kind of go back to your childhood. You've grown up a Virginia Tech fan. What are some of your earliest memories growing up as a Virginia Tech fan?
I kind of became a fan shortly after the Michael Vick years, so I don't really remember those years too well, unfortunately. But my first game was in 2004 when we played UVA here at home, and that actually started the streak, so we haven't lost to UVA since, and hopefully it stays that way. But after the game, the fans rushed the field, and we ended up winning the ACC that year, and that really kind of started my fandom for Virginia Tech.
Let's fast forward now to when you became a student at Virginia Tech. How'd you get associated with Hokie Vision, and what compelled you to stay after you graduated?
Yeah, I actually found out about Hokie Vision before I even got on campus. My high school basketball coach, whom I videoed for all the games home and away, he knew about this opportunity, so I came into Tech with a goal of getting involved with Hokie Vision, and fortunately it was able to work out. I did undergrad here, I did graduate school here, and then midway through when I was in graduate school, an opportunity opened up on staff, and I applied for it, and unfortunately I was able to get it, and it's just been a good opportunity being here ever since.
Do you have a favorite aspect of the job that you enjoy doing a little bit more?
No 2 days are ever the same, which is something I really like. It's a lot of different things that we get to be involved in. I like the live productions a lot, but even more so I love the storytelling features. You know, going out to be able to talk to an athlete or a coach or a former athlete and get to know the story behind the game, not just what they do on the field, but what what is part of their journey that's gotten them to this point, and being able to show viewers the personality, the people behind the athletes that they see on TV.
Was there a particular feature story that you did that you enjoyed a little more than some of the others?
I really liked the documentary that I was fortunate to be a part of last year, Miracle in Morgantown, going and really studying that game and the different components of it, and being able to talk to somebody from the away team, somebody on the opposite side, getting their perspective as well. That was the most intensive project that I've ever been a part of, going out and traveling and getting interviews and trying to figure out what to keep in and what to cut out. It was very tough decisions to make, and when I watch 30 for 30s now, it's like it makes you appreciate how tough it is to really trim things down to that length of time.
Let's step away from the office for a second. Everybody that I talk to about you has nothing but great things to say about you. They say you're a great person to work with. You're one of the nicest people that they know. How does that make you feel to know that you're universally respected among just about everybody you come across here at Virginia Tech?
I've been blessed to be around some really awesome people, and to be honest, I feed a lot out of their energy, I just, whatever I can do, I just want to make Hokie Vision a fun place to work. But more than that, I want it to be, I want it to be a friendship. I don't want it to be a superior to employee relationship. I want it to be deeper than that, and I want people to enjoy coming to work. And to be honest, people mean so much more to me than what they realize. And I'm just happy to be in the position that I'm in. I never dreamed that when I came as a student that 5 or 6 years later that I would be managing that. I had no clue that would happen, and it's still, when I look back on it, it's kind of weird to think that that's happened. But I know a lot of people went before me in making this a fun place to work, and I hope in some small way I can do the same for the students now.
Let's talk about where you grew up. You grew up in Luray, Virginia, a small town known for its caverns. Are there any similarities between the communities of Luray and Blacksburg?
There are some similarities. It's funny, when you came to Blacksburg and Christiansburg, it was almost like this was a step up. There's things to do. I didn't have to travel 40 minutes to Harrisonburg to do something. People complain about going to Christiansburg to go out to eat or something, but to me it's like Christiansburg's close. This is great. But there are some similarities in the community feel. I think on campus, it's a big university, but it feels small because you see the same group of people and you get close to people, and that's kind of how back home was. It's around mountains as well, so there definitely are a lot of similarities. But I really do like Blacksburg, though. No offense to Luray, but I do like Blacksburg.
I know that faith is a big driving force in your life. How important has faith been in your life?
Incredibly. It's vital to everything that I do, whether it's working with students or the work that I do. I don't do things the way I do because it's my own personal standard. It's greater than that. My faith plays a role in every aspect of my life, and it helps me so much on the job because there are some stressful moments, and there are moments that sometimes are difficult to handle. But my faith sustains me, and it's just a huge part of my life.
My final question for you, Nolan, is where do you hope to see yourself 5 years from now?
It's a great question. I don't know the magical answer for that. I know that I love storytelling. I love live production. I love media. I love reading about TV, how it's changing, how it's going more digital. I'm a huge nerd when it comes to media news and how things are just rapidly changing. So I don't know where exactly I'll be, but I definitely know I love sports. I love video production. So as long as in 5 years it still kind of mixes those two, I'm ready for whatever the future holds.
Nolan, it's been a pleasure, man. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Billy.
That's Nolan Nichols. I'm Billy Parvatam. It's been such a pleasure for you to join us on this edition of Real Talk with Billy Parvatam. So long, everybody.
Great crowd on hand tonight for a Thursday night affair on the last of August between the Hokies and the Tribe. Hokies trying to stray the aggressor. Here is an opportunity, but it's kicked away by Elise Branton. Thompson now trying to get an advantage, and she's able to keep it. Hokies ball. Here's Maddie Conyers, who had 2 shots in that first half. A little bit of collision by the Hokies. Alani Johnson colliding with Haley Kent for William and Marion. It's going to go back to the Tribe.
Something you might notice here early, Virginia Tech has come out a lot more aggressive than what they were in the first half. You see that stat line currently have less fouls than William and Mary, and normally that's never a case with this Chugger Adair team, who are so aggressive, and here's an opportunity.
Alani Johnson on the attack. Does she have a shot? She does, but it's just wide right.
A great ball played in, and Alani Johnson proving there why she's so lethal. Gets a nice opportunity to get a shot off, however, just hits it. It goes wide left, but this is exactly what Chugger Adair wanted. His team comes out attacking.
And Alani Johnson, as that ball goes out of bounds, Alani Johnson subbed out with about 10 minutes to go in that first half. So you factor in that and also the halftime break. She had quite a few amount of time off the field, so presumably she's coming into the second half with fresh legs. William and Mary trying to get something going offensively. Here's Erin Daly, where the Hokies are able to take the ball back. Now heading for Johnson near the goalpost, but it's batted away for a moment. Hokies keeping Maddie Conyers. A foul is called on Virginia Tech, however, back to William and Mary.
Alani Johnson there trying to win a header, proving why proving's probably not the word, but showing that she is as aggressive as she is. Knocks down a defender there and tries to get an opportunity for the Hokies, but referee sees that one, and it does not go in Johnson's way, and she's not happy about it.
So the Hokies 2-5 all time against the Tribe, trying to keep a 2-game winning streak going. They won last year at Albert and Daly Field by the score of 2-1. So here's Jalen Thompson over to Maddie Conyers on the right side. Conyers maneuvering through the defense, finds her teammate open in Brown, but that ball goes out of bounds.
Yeah, that's a tough play from Conyers there. She does everything right. She opens up the field, creates space, finds Roth on the opposite side of the field, but some new turf must have just been put in or something. That one just skips right out of bounds.
The ball back to William and Mary. The goal kick. There's Thompson now trying to get it back to the Hokies, but William and Mary's able to come up with it. There's Haley Kent on the offensive, passing to Erin Daly. Elise Branton now on the attack. First solid possession for the Tribe here in this second half. Glynn's gonna scoop that one up. Back to the Hokies.
Missed opportunity there for William and Mary. They had a great run by Branton, dumped it off to Kober. Branton wanted it back, and if she would have got it, she would have been by herself on the far side of the field. However, some pressure forces a turnover, and those things happen.
There's Allison Brown now, looking for the far left side. The Hokies might have an opportunity. Here comes the shot. Miscommunication, now a shot. It's scooped up by Di Bergoglio.
An unreal ball played in there by Brown. Finds Roth on the far corner. Roth, however, never really looks up, doesn't realize that there's nobody home, and really gets lucky that anyone was even available to get a shot off. And it was a great save by the goalkeeper as well from Bergoglio.
The Hokies staying aggressive to start this second half. Approaching now 8 minutes gone by. These two schools separated by just 4 hours. Williamsburg about 4 hours west of Blacksburg. Here's Brown now to the left side. Now a little bit of a jersey pull by Thompson, and she's going to get called for it. Maybe trying to sneak that one in without the official seeing, but she's caught, and the Tribe have the ball back.
Yeah, referee gives her a warning there as well. Of course, Thompson so active on that back line, and when that goes down, that's in William and Mary's third. That's how aggressive and how much talent and stamina that Thompson has. She's able to get up on the attack and come back, and gets a foul there, but I think it's more impressive just how aggressive Thompson is.
Now here's Highland to Grasso. Glynn's going to come over and gobble that one up. Ball back to the Hokies.